Here on this channel, we have been comparing a number of different real estate investment options, real estate investment locations, and in this episode, we'll be looking at it based on the two most common real estate investment choices: buying a land and buying a house. Which is a better real estate investment? Now, for any one of you guys that are coming across our video for the first time, this is your first time watching my video, this is Meet the Property Guy, and this is where we discuss everything real estate for first-time investors, avid investors, people who are just starting to invest in real estate, or people who are already experienced in investing in real estate, to share tips, guides, and advice here about everything you need to know about locations, risk assessment, return on investment, everything basically about land titles, land documents, and how you can maximize your returns on investment when you are investing in real estate in Nigeria or in Lagos specifically. So after watching this particular video, I'm going to advise you to also go to our different previous episodes, previous topics. We have different topics you have done on short leads, on land banking, on Lagos mainland, Ibeju-Lekki, and different topics you have also done about land documents, CFO, acquisition, freehold, and so on. You are definitely going to learn a lot from it. So let's go straight into the topic: land versus houses. Buying a land, buying a house, investing in land, investing in houses. Which one is a better investment? Before we go fully into the topic, if you have been watching our videos, this is your second video, your fifth video, your uncountable video that you have been watching, and you have not subscribed yet to our channel, I would really love you to subscribe. I really want to have more subscribers, so kindly do subscribe, kindly do drop your comment, give us a thumb like if you also find this video educative. And if you have subscribed already and you have not turned on the notification button, kindly turn on the notification button so that as you are dropping these videos, you get notified and you don't miss any of them. So we'll be starting first with analyzing land investment, buying a land. Now, the first thing there, the first advantage of investing in land, doing land banking, land flipping, is low maintenance. When you buy a land, you can practically leave the land for 5 years, 6 years, without you doing anything, without you spending anything at all on that land to maintain it. You don't need to repaint, you don't need to change windows, change roofing, change gates. The land is there, and the land, your investment is being compounded by each year, each month that land is there. Although personally, I'm not going to advise you that you just buy a land and abandon it. I always advise that when you buy a property, when you invest in real estate, try to add value to that investment. So even if you fence the land, you can fence the land and still leave it for 10 years. You can fence the land and still leave it for 7 years without you really doing anything there, apart from maybe occasionally clearing the land. So investing in land has a very low maintenance rate. You practically might not even spend up to 10% of the value of the land or the value of your investment there in maintaining that property. Now, the second advantage of investing in land is the high yield and the high appreciation rate. The way land value goes up, particularly in a populated city like Lagos, is very crazy. Within 18 months, some land value can even go as high as 60% return on investment. And when you leave that land for like 7 years, 10 years, we've seen case studies of people that bought land for 1.5 million naira per plot and going to like 90 million. We've seen people that bought land for 1 million naira per plot, and then the value of the land going to like 30, 50 million over a 10 years period. So the appreciation of land is very, very huge. As a matter of fact, the appreciation of houses is based on the land that the houses are sitting on. So there are some houses even here in Lagos, because of where that house is located, that's why that house is valued that much, because of the land. So the appreciation of land is very, very huge and very, very high. Now, the third reason and the third advantage of investing in land is zero devaluation. Land never devaluates. The moment you buy that land, the price has changed immediately. The land has started compounding your capital, because every day we are having higher population, every day we are having more migration to the urban areas, meaning that more people need spaces, more people need accommodation, and the demand for land will continue to rise. So it's zero devaluation. It never comes down, except maybe the person that want to sell just want to sell at a distress. But as in normal economics, in normal market prices, the prices and the value of a land will always go up. It never crashes. Never. Lastly, when you invest in land, and either you are doing land banking or land flipping, you have better leverage. Now, the leverage I mean this time around is you can decide what to do on that land. If you buy a land in a particular location and you don't know what exactly to do with it, by the time the place urbanized, by the time the place developed, you can now decide that, okay, this location, let me do a high rise, let me do a 4 floors, let me do a 5 floors, let me do a block of apartments, let me do a block of terraces here. So land gives you that leverage, unlike when you buy a house. There are some estates where you buy the house that are even going to restrict you. You can't change the external design of that house. That external design has to be exactly like that, the way the developer built that house, because that's how they want all the houses in the estate to look like. But when you invest in land, you get more leverage. By the time you want to liquidate that land, by the time you want to develop, you can do more on that land, unlike when you invest in houses. All right, so let's go into houses. Now, before we go into comparing the advantages of investing in houses, if you have not subscribed yet to our videos, if you have not subscribed yet to our channel, we'll be putting it more into our videos now. We really want you to subscribe. We want you to hit the top like button. We want you to turn on the notification button. We want you to also drop comments about the different topics that you are sharing here. I don't want me to be the only one sharing my perspectives and my ideas. I'm always open to hearing from you guys based on your questions, based on inquiries about what we discuss, and also the different options that we discuss in it. So if you have not subscribed yet to our channel, this is also another fantastic opportunity for you to subscribe. All right, so let's go into investing in houses. Now, the number one advantage of investing in houses is cash flow. If you buy a house, if you build a house, you have the advantage of putting tenants there and earning a sort of return on investment from the capital that you have invested there. So you build a house, you buy a house, you can rent it out. If it's a very good location, within 1 month, you start getting your rent. You start getting cash flow from that investment. Although you can get cash flow also if you buy a land. That's if you lease the land. When you buy a farmland, you lease it out, and that can also give you some form of cash flow. Or you buy a commercial property, a land facing a major road, you lease the land out, maybe for an event center, to a church, to a school, for people to park their trucks or park their cars, and you are charging based on people that are using that land. So land can also give you a cash flow, but on average, most people earn more cash flow when they build a house, or when they buy a house, or when they invest in a house, than when they invest in land. Now, the second advantage, the second thing you have to note when you are investing in houses is there is a faster demand. There is a faster demand for houses than for land. So which means that it's almost faster for you to buy and flip a house than to buy and flip a land. It doesn't mean that you can't do buy and flipping for land too, but for houses is always faster. Now imagine people that bought Campbell Advantage 2 in 2020. A lot of them can start to flip that house right now, because the project is delivered, the swimming pool is there, the electricity is there, all the amenities are there. They can flip. The same thing with most of the different off-plan projects, the Paragon by Landmark, the Avocado Smart Homes by Landmark. Also, people that bought those projects at pre-launch, they can start to flip. So there is a faster demand. There is a faster demand when you invest in houses than when you invest in land. So for primarily people that are looking at doing short-term real estate investments, they can consider doing that for houses, not for land. But another thing you have to note, the third thing you have to note when you are investing in houses, is houses have a higher maintenance culture. You have to check the painting, you have to check your interiors, you have to change the POP, you have to change your sanitaries, you have to change some of the furnitures or change some of the fittings, the electrical works, the plumbing, are they working? So houses demand more maintenance culture. Although the cost of your maintenance can go down by you renting that house out, because almost 30 to 50% of what you are supposed to spend on maintaining that house, the tenants can be doing that. But if you are using that property for short let, for example, the entire maintenance cost is on you. So you can't just invest in a house and just forget. No, it's not possible. You have to constantly be spending to maintain that house so that you can keep the value of the house. Now, the fourth thing you have to note about houses is that houses always have a max appreciation period, and after that time it's either start to go linear or it comes down. So which means, and the reason behind this is because there is change in trends, there is change in housing designs, there is change in architectural designs, there is change in interior designs. Houses that are built in the 80s cannot command the same value as houses that are built today. Houses that are built in the 90s cannot command value with the same houses that are built today. A house that was built maybe 2001, 2003, 2005 cannot command the same value as a house that was built in 2015, and a house that was built in 2015 cannot command the same value as a house that is built today in 2023. So you need to understand that very, very important thing. So at some point, the value of that house will start to drop, and the only thing that will keep jacking up the value of that asset will be the land the house itself is sitting on. And that's why when you want to invest in houses, particularly in Lagos, pay more attention to the neighborhood than to the house. Because the house, if the house is not fine, you can beautify the house, you can demolish the house. But if the neighborhood is bad, no matter how fantastic that house is, at some point that house will start with value. So at the period where maybe it's 7 years, 8 years, or 10 years after the house has been built, the only reason that the value of the property will keep going up and will be in high demand is if the neighborhood is fantastic. There are some houses that were built in Ikoyi around early 2000, and today the houses are still hundreds of millions. That's because Ikoyi neighborhood is still fantastic. The same thing with Banana Island. But assuming that house was built in Ikorodu or was built in Mowe, by now the value of that house will start to go linear or will start to drop. But the neighborhood, if the neighborhood is fantastic, the estate is fantastic, the ambience and serenity around that entire area is fantastic, it will still keep to continue jacking up the value of that property. So always pay attention to the neighborhood of the place you want to invest in, particularly if you are buying a house there and if you are buying that house for investment. All right, so based on the different pros and cons that I've explained in this video, in terms of if you are investing in land or if you are investing in houses, I also like to hear from you. I also like to hear your perspective. What do you think? Which one will you prefer? Will you prefer to just buy as much land as possible, or will you prefer to concentrate on buying houses, doing as much houses in different locations as possible? We'd like to hear your own opinion. And if there's anything that you don't agree with, you don't have to agree. If there's anything you don't agree with, just drop a comment about it, and we can share our perspectives, and we can see how we can learn from each other. So don't forget, once again, if you have not subscribed yet to our videos, and if this is your first video after watching this video, we have our playlist here. You can watch any of our playlists about shortlet, about Ekpe, about Ibeju-Lekki, about real estate investment series. You are definitely going to learn a lot from all these different videos. And if you have learned from this video, don't forget to give us a thumb like. I'm going to be expecting a thumb like if you have learned from this video. And if you have subscribed yet to subscribe already to our videos and you have not turned on the notification button, kindly do that also, so that I don't miss any of this video. So as you know, you're the more property on the planet, your property advisor, property consultant, Rabi Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching our videos. Thanks for the attention, and see you next time.